disposition of the construction and demolition waste. On the other hand, the solid waste management, which is also another important and very burning issue. Probably a couple of years back, there was a hue and cry in Bangalore city about the solid waste management, and it was kept as heaps and heaps, and it was spreading a lot of diseases. Of course, this solid waste, construction material may not directly spread the diseases, but it will indirectly it spreads the diseases in the sense that it spoils the environment, because a lot of dust is getting accumulated, and a lot of other materials, maybe wood, maybe cement, maybe steel or iron, anything gets accumulated, and the dust which we get from this solid waste, from this construction waste material, if it is not properly disposed of and properly dumped at a safe place, and certainly it poses a great threat to the environment.
Since long, during the time of Indus civilization, there is a need of construction and other activities along with the agriculture activities. Majorly at that point of time, there was a abundant availability of natural resources and the need was very few. On that aspect, and during that time, there was no concern and there was no planning of recycling and reuse of these materials which have been used for developmental works. And the development was also very, very meager. Now, the construction sector is one of the biggest sector after agriculture, wherein national GDP contribution is more in that one. Due to the rapid current and projected growth rates in housing and infrastructure needs, resource demands for the sectors which are expected multiply many times in the coming decades. India is already experiencing serious environmental degradation due to the mining. It may be mining of aggregates, mining of sand, and mining of other minerals, minor minerals, and etc. And quarrying of soils also, sand and stones for construction in many regions, leading to bans, because nowadays, because we are running short of natural river sand. That's why all the bans have been imposed, and the control over distribution of the sand is due to the construction activities and other developmental activities. Maybe it is a source for depletion, biological diversity, losses due to raw material extraction, landfill problems, and waste generation, and also lower worker productivity, wherein adverse human health due to poor indoor or air quality, global warming, acid rain, etc. So these environmental impacts are broadly can be categorized and studied under these three major heads, because these are the three major. There are so many other parameters to study the impact on environmental, but right now, these are the main issues, main areas wherein all the impacts can be assessed and mitigation measures can be taken. The ecosystem impacts of construction has become an important issue. Adverse environmental impacts like waste, noise, dust, solid waste, toxic generation, air pollution, water pollution, and a bad menace or bad odor, climatic change, land use and hazardous emissions are the major one. Along with that, air emissions are generated from vehicle or exhaust, because in constructions, a heavy machineries and a vehicular movement is more, wherein exhaust gas will be, the exhausting smoke, and it will be disturbing the environment. And also dust generation and also the emission mainly include majorly carbon dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, and sulfur dioxide, which are very dangerous for human beings and other species also. Impact on natural resources. So, because in the constructions, the raw material is a natural resources. Like it is a sand, it may be sand, that we will call it as a fine aggregate, and aggregates, stones, and earth fills, soil, everything. And even cement is also a byproduct of the natural resources. And silica, all they have been used as from the natural resources. And also operations of the construction equipment would consume a lot of resources such as electricity, because electricity, it is generated by hydroelectric, thermal. So for all that we need, because it is a energy is also from a natural resources and natural gases and fossil fuel like diesel and petrol fuel. The public impact, and the Honorable Vice Chancellor addressed that right from Dharwad to Bangalore. If you see that there are so many diversions, so many unsafe diversions, so many dumps you will be seeing. So in case if it is not addressed, the first and foremost thing is safety of the vehicles. So safety of the vehicles is in danger. So that is also one of the public major impacts on the public this thing. Another one is, see, construction area is a huge one. So we need a more area in construction. For example, if you are going for a project of a national highway or this thing, so a lot of lands, fertile lands and productive lands are used for this. Not only for the carriageway, also for dumping the waste, dumping the construction materials all along the all along the alignment of the road. Even in railway construction, so you can see that. So the ballasts and the sleepers are stacked in the agricultural fields only. Wherein that much of production we are losing in the agriculture produces. What exactly the construction and demolition waste is? Earlier to 2016 and after 2000, MSW 2000, entire waste generated is treated as a solid waste, including this construction and demolition waste. But the problem in treating or problem in managing the solid waste, because of the inclusion of this construction and demolition waste, was a serious one. That's why Government of India thought of segregating or separating or formulating the separate rules for C and D waste management generated from construction activities. So it is a combination of surplus constituents generated from the construction activities or renovation and demolition activities. So at site, there is a clearance of site, land excavation, construction of road network, etc. will be carrying out. That waste generated or the excess material dumped, it can also be taken as the construction and demolition waste. A maximum of the cement industry is also utilizing land, minor minerals, metal and energy. So ultimately that output or a pressure on the environment is land, toxins, emits, and soil, air, water pollution will be there. And next, for production of windows and brick tiles girders,